Have you ever wondered what you're truly capable of? Let's start by maybe taking a quick look at both how to engage our mind and how to apply that value critical feedback to become the best we ever dreamed of.
Well, Dr. Cathy Greenberg, our First Lady of Happiness, shares more success secrets from her best-selling book, Fearless Leaders, Sharpen Your Focus. Cathy, welcome back to the show.
Hello, ladies. Nice to see you. I got the memo.
I know. We're totally in the red family.
Out. Sorry. It's a very happy color that you
I know, right?
Now, Cathy, I'm really interested because in your book, you've taken years and years of research and interviews with these leading professionals and leaders, and you've compacted them into the 12 success secrets. Will you tell us how you even went about doing that?
Well, we started, of course, decades ago, just from our own experience. That was Dr. T.C. North and I, and he's a performance coach with sports and Olympic athletes. My work with special forces and working warriors and leaders has helped me really understand many of these 12 success secrets long before we were able to put them together and provide them in this new book, Fearless Leaders, Sharpen Your Focus, for everyone to use.
So I like that. You had a lot of information to go through, and you started finding things that were kind of common
Patterns.
denominators.
That's right, exactly.
And then you took these 12 and said, you know what, let's give this out to everybody. Know that that's not some hidden, key that you can get to. Everybody's got these skills in them. We just need to bring them out.
And you just need to practice.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about.
And I know we kind of were mentioning this at the beginning of this about, mind control, and people think, oh, we're talking about like Star Wars or the magician that does it on. But when we're talking about mind control, it's really having your own kind of self-awareness.
It is. Many of us know, and of course as an actress and as a host, you know what triggers you, right? You know when you're going to be pressed for time. You know when you have to speed things up. You know when you have to practice something to get it perfect. So one of the things that we like to do is teach people their own mind control so they know when their triggers of fear, frustration, unhappiness are going to kind of put them in a corner, like a corner, and get them out of that corner so they can really, if you will, corral themselves into a positive mindset.
And you have a good acronym to help us with it.
We call that MIND, M-I-N-D.
Easy to remember.
Very easy, yes. So.
And what does it stand for? I know we have it up on the screen.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody understands. When we talk about mind, we always try to give it a little acronym so people can remember what it is. So M stands for get that mental awareness, and that's a calendar. What's on your calendar? Many of us don't look at it until we get to work or until we're late for something. And often, for me, it's my secretary calling me saying, you missed a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? How?
Yeah.
So really take a look at your day, at your week, at your month. Look at what it is you're planning for yourself, and also make sure you can perhaps take some of those things off of there if they're not essential, because that's going to interfere with the triggers, right? If you're stressed, you're going to trigger faster.
So then, Cathy, what would you say some of these, sports professionals and leaders that you've researched are doing differently to set themselves up for that success?
They actually do a lot of role play. They do a lot of mental, what you do, of course, when you're going to go on, right? You start thinking about the audience, you start thinking about the other players, the cast, how you want to really interact with them, how you want to engage. So a lot of sports and Olympic, even special forces athletes, I call them, are preparing mentally. They role play. They get into that intentional way of being, and they practice it over and over and over again through failure, because there will be many failures. That's why you have more than one rehearsal, and you eventually will get it right.
It is. I love the bigger picture of what we're talking about here is you can't expect external things to come in and make you the successful person. The first person you should start with is yourself, and being really aware of, like you said, your triggers, or pushing through your failures. That's going to happen. Every successful person has had failures.
And that's why the N is so important. Notice. Notice in yourself. Notice how others are responding to you. Often we engage with other people, and sometimes we just go on and on and on, and we don't realize the other person is listening because they're being kind, but they may not be engaged. Look at yourself first. Notice what's going on. Be a first-class noticer.
I think that's so important, such an important message, and I really like the fact that you touch on it's okay to make some mistakes. That's how you're going to learn how to do the right thing. Now, I kind of want to switch topics a little bit. You talk about valuing, critical feedback.
Right.
Will you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. When we talk about mind control, we're talking about our own feedback to ourselves. But one of the things that we also need to listen to when we talk about noticing from someone else is the value of feedback from someone else. When we listen and we actually notice, we'll start to learn from our mistakes, and being able to recover from those mistakes more quickly using what we call the T2 plus F2 equals right for you, enables you to gain trust with people faster, gain social acceptance, and what could you need more to be successful than trust and acceptance?
It is, and we're looking at that formula right now. So nobody likes to be told, you know, they're doing something wrong, but it's kind of like pushing past that feeling and really
Absolutely.
taking the message.
It's recognizing that we all do things wrong. Even adults need correction. So what are you thinking, and what was your true intention, right? That's T2. And then the F2 is, what are you feeling, and what do you want other people to feel so they're engaging with you with their heart, their mind, and actually learning and listening. So it's always practice, proceed, so that T2 plus F2 equals what's right for you.
It is, and I love thinking about how I'm reacting. What does that really say about me as well? Even that is a lesson within itself. So I love this, and you've got them all mapped out for us in the book, the 12 successful. Why would somebody not want to have the tools to get where they want to be, right?
Absolutely, I'm with you. That's why we put them out there.
I think that's great. Cathy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, it's always a pleasure.
And for more information on Dr. Cathy Greenberg and many initiatives, you can log on to her website, drcathygreenberg.com.